So here we go with another old man rant. And once again, I've said bits about this before, but the subject of this rant is rim brakes. The bike industry wants you to believe now that if you don't have disc brakes, then your bike doesn't work, or you can't ride in the wet, or your bike's gonna explode. I don't know. But yeah, disc brakes are everything now on road bikes. Every new bike that comes out, with very rare exceptions now, is disc brake only. But you can get yourself an absolute bargain road bike if you go back and look at the rim brake models. They are still available new, they're definitely available second hand, and they're cheap second hand because now they're supposedly out of date. But rim brakes, honestly, I've got an Ultegra rim brake set up on my carbon road bike, which is a 12-year-old bike now, and those Ultegra rim brakes shock me every time I get back on that bike how good they are. You can easily lock up the rear wheel. You can easily put yourself over the handlebars with the front brake if you want. You know, if you were trying to, you can do an endo. Put it that way. The limiting factor really with braking is the traction from your tyres. So once those tyres break traction and lock up, then whether you're riding a disc or a rim brake is irrelevant. It's the limiting factor is the traction and the contact patch and the tyre. So rim brakes are not they're an unfashionable thing now, but they're not an outdated or in any way inferior way of stopping a road bike. They're so powerful. Those Ultegra rim brakes with decent pads, I got Swiss stock pads in there, they're lethal. Honestly, it catches me out. I only ride that bike every now and then, sort of in the summer, and it catches me out. The braking catches me out. I always lock the back wheel the first time I pull on that back brake, because rim brakes work really well. The reason you think your disc brake is better is because obviously there is more feel at the lever, of sort of modulation, but after you've been riding rim brakes for a while, you kind of learn to self-modulate anyway. But yeah, no, the disc brake feels more powerful because it takes that much less effort as well to pull. You know, there's less lever pull, there's less effort in pulling the lever before you get to that point of locking up. But that doesn't mean that rim brakes don't work. They do work in the wet. They're less effective in the wet. That's if you're running carbon rims, which no one needs to anyway. Yeah, okay, they're not great. But if you're running wheels with metal braking tracks on, then you can get pretty good wet weather performance. You adapt to, and I mean, are you going to ride your lightweight road bike in the wet? Most people pick a nice dry day in the summer, and you know, they kind of dodge that. If you're commuting, then okay, that's another argument for discs, but it doesn't mean you can't do it on a rim brake bike. I did it for 11 years on a rim brake bike, every single day in all weathers, with no braking issues at all. But yeah, obviously discs are the popular thing, and that's the way everything's gone. But rim brakes are lighter, the bikes are cheaper, they're easier to work on. Spares are readily available, even though there's a lot of scaremongering. Oh, you're not going to be able to get rim brakes much longer. There are loads of rim brake spares available. The second-hand market is massive as well. So what I'm saying is, don't discount the bike because it's a rim brake bike. There are some incredible second-hand. I mean, there was a golden era of cycling about 10 years ago where bikes were 7.5 kilos, rim brakes, 25mm tyres, super lightweight, agile frames, and those bikes are now available. Those old Cannondale Super 6s, I'm trying to think what else I could say. The Super 6s, some of the older Treks, and the older specialised tarmacs and things. They're now available, the rim brake version second hand, at really, really good prices, and you can also get new rim brake bikes at really good prices. I promise you, unless you're like a super heavy rider that only rides in the wet, the advantage of disc brakes is limited, I would say, and people are going to massively disagree with me now, and I do carry on. Let me know down below what you think, as you always do, because a lot of people are like disc only now and they won't go back, but I won't be getting rid of my rim brake road bike anytime soon. Got a gravel bike here with discs on it, but it shouldn't be a deciding factor in buying your next road bike. Have a look online now at rim brake bikes and see how much cheaper they are, the deals you can get, and the specs you can get as well, because you get a much better spec for your money if you go away from hydraulic discs and go back to the rim brake setups. So let me know what you think. Do you still ride rim brake? Would you never ride rim brake again? Do you think discs are fantastic? Yeah, like I say, let me know down below.